No, dadgummit.
Apollo 17, 1972, the last time the U.S. made a soft lunar landing. Now, 50 years later, NASA technology is returning to the surface of the moon. The Peregrine Mission 1 is a NASA collaboration with private space companies. Pittsburgh-based Astrobotic spearheaded the design of the lunar lander, which you can see here being loaded onto a Vulcan rocket. The rocket itself was created by the United Launch Alliance, a joint venture between Boeing and Lockheed Martin, and this will be its inaugural flight. NASA's taking a back seat on the mission, with Astrobotic running operations from its own ground control in Pittsburgh. Peregrine is due to land on the moon on the 23rd of February, gently touching down near the Gruithuisen domes, which are named after the Bavarian astronomer. Peregrine marks the start of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services, or CLPS, which will allow the government space agency to outsource the launch and transport of its lunar cargo to private companies. That cargo is key to NASA's Artemis program, which aims to put the first woman and the first person of color on the moon. The Peregrine lander is a boxy 2.5 meters long and just under 2 meters tall. On board, pieces of NASA cargo, some of which will gather valuable data for future moon missions. Also on board, an assortment of payloads from 7 different countries, including a Bitcoin-encoded coin from the Seychelles, a lunar rover built by students at Carnegie Mellon University, and even human remains, thanks to Elysium Space. Capsules containing a portion of Elysium customers' loved ones will create a lunar memorial for friends and relatives to look at in the night sky. Hot on the heels of Peregrine will be NASA's second CLPS mission. Intuitive Machines' Nova-C lander will launch on a SpaceX rocket as early as February, delivering 5 more payloads to the moon's south pole. With around a dozen companies bidding for NASA's lunar contracts, Peregrine marks the start of a brand new moonshot and a giant leap for the entire space industry. Kristen Fisher, CNN.